Hi guys, today you are going to be making an acrostic poem. If you don't know what an acrostic is, it's when you take a word, such as exploration, and using the letters of that word, describe what exploration is. Now sometimes in an acrostic you're expected to use the first letter and create a word that starts with E, X, P, L. I find that to be more difficult, especially when you have a letter like X. So I have left you some room here where you can put some letters before, and I'll demonstrate what I'm talking about. You're going to be able to make two kinds of poems. The simple version, which will get you a 70, a passing grade, and the more difficult version, which will give you a higher grade. Now, the directions in the Google Classroom are for the higher grade. If you do the simple version, all you will be doing is putting words at each letter that are about exploration. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And then after I have shown you kind of how to use Jamboard, I will show you what the higher level poem or acrostic will look like. All right, so here you have exploration. One thing you're going to need to do to make sure that you get a passing grade is use different colors. So one thing you could do is change exploration to a different color. Already, you're beginning to make it colorful, which is what I want. I'm going to go ahead and leave exploration as black and make the words I put in the different colors. So what you're going to do is you're going to use text boxes, and then you're going to start thinking of words and phrases, sentences hopefully, that describe what exploration was. So again, for the easy version, I might say, a word that starts with E. What's a word that starts with E that we know has to do with exploration? Going to our vocabulary list, we had the word epidemic. So maybe I add my text box here, and I write the word epidemic. Now I'm going to ask you to do one thing. I do want the word exploration to be larger than the other, so you're going to come here when you do your text box and change it to normal. Okay? And you can always drag this around. Don't tilt it, please. Keep it straight. So we're going to type in the letters for expedition. We already have the E. We don't need it again. E-X. Oops. There we go. E-X-P-E-D-I-T-I-O-N. Oops, I forgot to change the color. So let's see what happens when I click on red. Okay. So you can type it first and then change the color. All right, now you do that and it looks a little weird. So you want to be able to drag it to where it's a little bit closer. And you have the word expedition. Now you might think, maybe I should have used that X down here for expedition. And so you can change it if you want. I'm going to go ahead and let you use the word X, not for exploration and not even for explore. But I will yet let you use the word explorer. Okay? So if you're going to do that, though, you're going to need a letter in front of the X, so that means you're going to have to put the text box. And it looks like it's behind the X, but if you will just shift it, it's actually in front. So then you're going to open it up and put the letter, and don't forget, oh, it's already at normal, so we're good. Put the letter E. Well, that's way too far out, isn't it? So again, drag it till it's right in front of the X. And then you're going to put another text box and spell out explorers. Okay. Again, drag it. Well, I've used red again, so maybe for P, I want to change colors. And what's a word that I could use that either starts with P or that has P in it? So you're going to have to kind of go back and look at the information that we have used. Look at your vocabulary words. You can even go back into the Pear Decks and look at those slides. I also have added a chart that has information over the different explorers, so you can use those. We know that one of the explorers was named Pineda, so I'm going to go ahead and type in Pineda. Okay, so one word all the way down is going to get you a passing grade. In order to get a higher, well, let me rephrase that. One word all the way down is going to get you a passing grade as long as you use different colors and you add the pictures. Now you can draw, and we're about to have a good laugh because I'm going to try drawing things. That seems a little too large for me. I'm going to change my pen to where it is the brush. And let's see what happens when I have the brush. I want to draw a ship, and for some reason it's coming out kind of gray. Well, we'll keep going with it. And obviously I am not a great artist even in real life. Okay, so I don't really like that. So I'm going to erase it. So you can get rid of things that you don't like simply by doing that. Go back over here. I'm going to change it back to the pen, and I'm going to change colors. And see, maybe I'll like something better there. So I've got green. What could I draw that was green? Well, they were coming to the land, the continent. So maybe I draw something that looks a little bit like North America. Shh, don't laugh. That's not nice. Okay, and then a little bit like Europe. Again, don't laugh. And then I want water, so I'm going to change the color and come over here and draw in the Atlantic Ocean. Okay? Now, the thing is, you probably want to add your pictures after you have all of your words, so you don't put your pictures on top of your words. You can also do this. I want you to draw, especially if you can draw, but you can also add images. So, you're going to search, and we want, put Pineda's name in. Let's see what comes up. That would not be the Pineda that we want. Huh. So, maybe I need to come up here and type in his whole name. Alonso de Pineda. And see what happens. There we go. So, click on that, select, and here we come. Now, remember, of course, you can always shrink the pictures so that it does not take up all the space, and then drag them, and so I'm going to put Pineda's picture in front of his name. Okay? So, you have to have pictures. You can insert them or you can draw them. You have to have at least one word per letter that has to do with exploration. You cannot use the word exploration itself, and you cannot use explore. I'm going to show you what will get you a higher grade. Epidemics came from the expeditions of the Europeans. So I actually wrote one sentence using two letters. That still counts because it flowed together. Now, you have to make sure it flows together. Potatoes, horses were part of the Columbian Exchange. La Salle was a rival from France. So you are creating sentences. Now, if you are a really good writer and can even make it flow and sound like a poem, I will give you extra credit. But this, if you have a complete sentence for each letter, it's colorful, it's neatly done, it has the pictures, then you will get a 100. If you do some sort of combination, like a one word for O, and then sentences for everything else, then you would have fewer points. But in the end, as long as you have either this or this completely done with pictures, colorfully, neatly, you will have a good grade. So I hope that helps you understand. Oh, and by the way, all you'll have to do to get to this is click on the template that is in Google Classroom. You do not have to open up a Jamboard and create your own.